Every family has a monster. For the Buck family of Ember Falls, Ohio, theirs lived in a little metal box at the end of the driveway. Ember Falls used to run on the factory up on the hill. The factory closed in 9. The town kept going anyway, a little more tired, a little more behind every year. Every morning, Ray Buck approached his mailbox the way other men approach a growling dog. Inside, one envelope. Red ink. 2 words that can ruin a Tuesday. Final notice. "That's the electric bill," said a small voice behind him. $41. "You've been dodging it for 3 weeks. That's why it's angry now." It was his 11-year-old daughter, Zoe. She knew everything about the money in that house. Somebody had to. "Go to school," Ray sighed. "I am the school," she said and walked off. This is a story about that mailbox. And a jar. And the $41 that turned into 400. This is making sense. The Buck kitchen ran on controlled chaos and lukewarm coffee. And on the counter, by the window, sat an empty mint-green mason jar. Remember that jar? Ray's wife, Nadia, ran the real math while she packed 3 lunches. "Did the deposit clear?" she asked. Ray went very still. "Define." "Cleared." Nadia worked medical billing at the clinic. Good at her job, underpaid for it, too polite to say so. She'd been owed a raise for 2 years. She'd asked 0 times. "Payday's Friday," Ray said, with the confidence of a man who had never once been right about this. "We just have to have 0 problems until Friday." From the corner, Grandpa Pop looked up from a tea bag he was using for the 9th day in a row. "In my day," he announced, "a man kept 6 months of wages in a coffee can buried in the yard. In your day, a house cost $100, muttered Tyler, 16, guarding his spotless white sneakers from the dog. "And we complained," Pop said darkly. Tyler wanted new sneakers. $200 ones. "Everyone has them," he said. "Everyone," Nadia repeated, "has $200. Tyler had no answer for that. He filed it away for a future argument. And then there was Zoe, who was already open for business. Her backpack was quietly a store. Gum, phone chargers, friendship bracelets, and homework consulting. "Made $4 before breakfast," Zoe reported, updating a little notebook labeled Ledger. Ray laughed. "You're 11 and solvent," said Zoe. Then Zoe climbed onto a stool, tapped the empty jar, and said the thing nobody wanted to hear. "You know what fixes the final notice monster forever? This jar, with money in it." "Sweetie, we can't put money in a jar," Ray said. "We need the money for money things." Zoe nodded. "That's the problem, Dad. There's no money that's ours. It all belongs to the electric company before we even get it." And for a second, the kitchen went quiet, because an 11-year-old had just described the whole family's life in one sentence. The bus honked. The moment broke. Kids scattered, and Ray drove off to work in the family's 4th member, a wheezing sedan they'd named the Rust Bucket. At the distribution center, Ray drove a forklift and dispensed wisdom to his buddy Denny. "We're not broke, Ray explained. "We're timing broke. We just gotta improve the choreography." "That's what everybody says," said Denny, "right before the transmission goes." Ray laughed. Then his smile flickered, and he glanced out the loading dock window at the Rust Bucket sitting there. Innocent. Waiting. That night, Zoe made a presentation. Poster board. A marker. And a plan she called the Buck Jar. "Here's the thing about money," she said. "Everybody saves what's left at the end of the month. But there's never anything left. So you flip it. You pay yourself first. $10. Every payday. Before any bill. It goes in the jar and you pretend it doesn't exist." Ray frowned. $10 won't fix anything. "It's not supposed to fix today," Zoe said. "It's for the day something breaks. Something always breaks." Outside, unseen, the Rust Bucket's engine ticked as it cooled. Ominously, Nadia looked at Ray. "We could do $10. Ray sighed the sigh of a defeated man. "Fine. $10. But when nothing breaks, I get to say I told you so." Zoe dropped the first crumpled bill in. Clink. And then, because she believed in it, she added $1 of her own gum money. The only mint green thing in the room glowed a little. "Why'd you put your money in?" Tyler asked. Zoe shrugged. "Because a jar with your own money in it is a jar you protect." It was $10 against a whole world of bills. It felt like nothing. It was, in fact, everything. It just didn't know it yet. Days passed the way days do when you're behind, fast and expensive. But the jar grew. 10 became 20. Ray admired it like a trophy. $20, he said. Look at us. The Rockefellers. He grabbed the rust bucket keys and kissed Nadia goodbye. He turned the key, and the universe, which had been listening this whole time, called his bluff. The engine made a sound like a robot dying. Steam. A clunk. Then silence. No, Ray whispered. No, no, no. We had a deal. At Gus's repair shop, the mechanic delivered the news like a surgeon. Alternators shot, and the belt took the water pump with it. How much, Ray said. Gus sucked his teeth, the universal mechanic sound for more than you have. 400. Maybe 450. 400, Ray choked. We have 20. We have a jar of $20. Son, said Gus, I can't fix a car with a jar. Ray did not go straight home. Because Ray had pride. And pride, he decided, was going to fix this car himself. Step 1 of operation, fix it myself, sell stuff. Ray dragged the garage into the front yard and declared it a sale. He priced a broken leaf blower at $40. It doesn't blow leaves, a neighbor observed. It's a conversation piece, said Ray. It did not sell. By noon he had made $11, mostly from Pop buying back his own rubber band ball out of spite. Step 2, the side hustle. Ray signed up to deliver groceries. His first order was 4 heavy bags to a 4th-floor walk-up with a broken buzzer. He earned $7 and 1 pulled muscle. By evening, Ray had scraped together $60, a sore back, and a car that still didn't run. $60 against 400. The math just sat there, cruel and simple. And that's when he passed it. The place that's always open when everything else is closed. Ez Cash, the payday loan store. Its neon sign hummed a sickly green. In the window, a poster shouted, "Need it now. We got you." And underneath, in letters you'd need a microscope to read, 391% interest. Ray didn't know what APR meant. He knew what "we got you" meant. It sounded like a hug. It was not a hug. He put his hand on the door. Inside, a clerk named Vic smiled with too many teeth. 400. Easy. Pay us back Friday. Just 460. 60 extra, Ray said slowly. For 1 week, or roll it over, Vic beamed. Most folks roll it over. He said it the way a spider says make yourself comfortable. Meanwhile, back home, Zoe froze mid-homework. Some 6 cents. She looked at the jar, then at the empty driveway, then at the clock. Mom, she said, where's Dad? Nadia checked the banking app, saw a search Ray had left open on the shared tablet, payday loan near me, and grabbed her keys so fast the chair fell over. Zoe, bring your ledger, Nadia said. Why? Because you speak their language and I'm about to lose my temper. At Easy Cash, Vic slid the contract across. Ray picked up the pen. The little bell over the door screamed. Ray Buck, do not sign that, Nadia. And Zoe, out of breath, doing math out loud, 391%. On $400, if you roll it just 3 months, you'd owe almost $800. Vic's smile twitched. The young lady's numbers are. Aggressive. The young lady's numbers are right, Zoe said, and turned his own poster around to the fine print. Vic stopped smiling. Ray set the pen down. But we need the car, he said, small. Nadia, I sold a leaf blower today. I carried a stranger's groceries up 4 flights. I didn't have another answer. The answer isn't in here, Nadia said quietly, taking his hand. Come home. And they walked out of the green light together with no car and no loan and no idea yet how they'd do it. They left the $60 in Ray's pocket unspent. It didn't feel like a victory. Walking away from a bad deal never does. But it was one. Behind them, Easy Cash flicked its sign to open late. It was always open late. That was the whole business. Home. The family sat around the table with $20 in a jar and a $400 hole in the driveway. Your plan was $20, Zoe, Ray said quietly. It didn't work. Zoe stared at the jar. I know, she said, stung. It's too new. We started too late. It was the lowest the Buck kitchen had felt in a long time. And into that silence from the doorway came a voice nobody expected to be helpful. "Pop," with a mysterious old shoebox tucked under one arm. He did not open it. Not yet, but he set it on the counter like it meant something. "You kids think a jar's supposed to save you the first week," Pop said. "It ain't. A jar saves you the 50th week. You just got alive long enough to get there. You didn't fail," he said, tapping the jar. "You started. That's more than your grandmother, and I did till we were 40. Now you don't take a loan from a shark. You do it the ugly way. Together." So they made a plan the honest way, with a whiteboard and no magic. Nadia went first. "I'll pick up 2 billing shifts this week. That's $90. And she added, almost to herself, "On Monday, I'm finally asking Dr. Aucaffer for that raise." 2 years is long enough. Everyone stared. That was new. Ray went next. "I'll ask Gus to let me pay half now, half next month. And I'll run the Saturday delivery route for cash. That's another 90, maybe." Then Tyler, 16, sneaker-obsessed Tyler, cleared his throat. "I'll sell my old game console. The one I don't even play anymore. That's like $80. The table went silent. "Tyler," Nadia said softly. "Don't make it weird," Tyler muttered and went red. It was the most grown-up thing he'd ever done, and he hated every second of it. And then, quietly, Zoe pushed a small envelope onto the table. $62, she said. "My backpack money. I've been paying myself first all year. I wanted ins." Ray blinked. "Zoe, that's your money. That's a whole year. That's the point, Dad," she said. "This is what the money was for. Not sneakers. Not gum. This." Zoe ran the numbers in her ledger. 90 plus Gus's split, plus Saturday cash, plus Tyler's 80, plus her 62. "It's tight," she said, looking up. "But we can do it. Without the shark." And here was the part that mattered most. Zoe took the 20 out of the plan and pushed the jar back to the middle of the table. "The 20 stays," she said. "Don't touch it. This is the whole point," she said. "This is the money that means the next time something breaks, we're not standing in a green light signing our name to a shark. That's not being rich. That's being ready." Ray looked at that little jar differently now. $20. It hadn't fixed the car, but it had shown them exactly who they were when they were scared. "Next time," he said, "it's got more than 20 in it." They did it the ugly way all week. Nadia worked doubles. Ray ran his Saturday route in the rain. Tyler boxed up his console and didn't complain. Even Pop chipped in from wherever Pop kept his money. On Monday, Nadia walked into Dr. Aucaffer's office, hands shaking, and asked for the raise. She got half of what she asked for. Half was more than she'd had in 2 years of not asking. And on Friday, the rust bucket coughed, sputtered, and roared back to life, fixed, paid the hard way, no loan attached. The family cheered in the driveway like it was a parade. "Broke," Ray grinned, patting the hood, "but ours." That evening, Ray dropped a fresh 10 into the jar. Then, when he thought no one was looking, he added a second one from his Saturday cash. Nadia caught him. "That's 20. The plan was 10, Ray shrugged. "Yeah, well, I'm paying us first." Nadia took his hand. And on the counter, unopened, Pop's mysterious shoebox sat waiting, its secret safe for another day. And that brings us to Zoe's ledger, where the smartest person in the house explains the rule. Today's rule: pay yourself first. Most people save whatever's left at the end of the month. Spoiler, there's never anything left. So you flip it. The second money comes in, before bills, before sneakers, before anything. A little bit goes to you. Into a jar, a savings account, whatever you've got. Even $10. It won't save you tomorrow. But one day something breaks, something always breaks, and instead of the 391% place, you've got this. That's not being rich. That's being ready. And ready is something anybody can start. Today. With $10. Just then, Ledger the dog trotted in with a chewed scrap of the final notice in his mouth. Zoe didn't even blink. Ledger paid the electric bill his own way. "Pay yourself first, folks. Start the jar. I'll see you next week."